What's up, you guys, and welcome back to another episode of Heavy Weapon Concepts. And today we're going to be talking about a rather interesting minigun, the Menshevik Microgun. So have you guys ever wondered what it would be like if you could mix the stock minigun and the Tomislav together? Well, this minigun is kind of like that, and maybe with a little bit of the Natasha thrown in as well. You see, the Menshevik Microgun is a weapon that fires like a regular stock minigun, but allows you to rev as fast as the Tomislav. And on top of that, you'll move even faster while using this weapon. Sound good enough yet? Well, let's stop spoiling it and let's just get straight into the stats. So to start off, the Menshevik Microgun spins up at a speed of 20% faster than a regular stock minigun. Secondly, while spun up, the Microgun allows you to move at a 30% faster speed. Now this doesn't mean you'll be any faster than normal without revving this weapon, it only means the speed in which the heavy walks when revved will be faster. But this honestly is a pretty cool stat change though, in that it allows for the heavy to be a lot more mobile and dodgy against incoming enemies and projectiles. And lastly, to add along to all of this mobility, the Microgun also allows for instant weapon switch while spun up. So, in other words, say you were up against an opponent and revved, but you needed to go towards them or away from them faster. Well, this weapon would allow for you to do that instantly. You wouldn't even need to let your gun spin back down, you could just switch. And I feel like paired up with the gloves of running urgently, you could really do some damage with this extra perk. Now, of course, the Menshevik Microgun couldn't just be left as this insane mobile crossbreed of other miniguns or it'd be much too powerful. So to help balance out all of these pros, here's the cons. The first downside of this weapon is that it comes with a 20% damage penalty. And this is what I was referring to earlier when I said that the Microgun kind of has a bit of the Natasha thrown in. Not the cool slowdown effect that you'd want, the damage penalty part. And you definitely feel this damage nerf when you're out in the field. A lot of the times while using this, you'll feel like you have the enemy right in your grasp, but they just won't die. And it's simply because you just don't have enough damage as you'd imagine. Secondly, and possibly just as bad, the Microgun also comes with only half the ammo that the other miniguns would come with. So with only 100 bullets to use and reduced damage, you'd better pick your shots wisely. My personal way of trying to overcome this con was by either running out over ammo packs that my enemies dropped, or sticking in close to the cart so I could constantly regenerate ammo. But make no mistake about it, it's definitely easy to run out of ammo with this thing if you aren't paying attention. So overall, I really like this weapon in concept, but in its current state, I think it could just use some reworking. I mean, of most all the weapon concepts we've covered so far, this is probably the most extreme case I've ever seen of adding really harsh downsides to make up for really good upsides. But you can obviously tell why the Microgun would need it, because otherwise it would just be insanely overpowered. So in my opinion, I would make just one change to this weapon and see how it turns out. I'd like to see how this weapon would perform if you took away only the 50% primary ammo. This would still leave the weapon with a ton of extra mobility advantage, but keep the weapon weak enough that you could still overcome it with the right technique. The half ammo con to this weapon though just seemed a little bit too much when added with the 20% damage penalty, as it honestly seems really hard to kill some opponents. And even if you could kill them, by the time you did, you were already drained of so much ammo, so you had to constantly be looking for more, and that would honestly put you in harm's way in some situations. So without this one little con, I think this weapon could potentially be a lot more viable in regular gameplay. But that's about all I've got for you guys on this one. Did you agree with my changes, or do you think that with how mobile the Microgun is, it would still be entirely too overpowered? Let me know below in the comments what you think, and if there's any alternative changes that you would have personally made. Anyways, I hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and thank you guys once again for 150,000 subs this year. It really meant a lot to me, and next year we'll shoot for 200,000. Until then, this was Big Joey! Later.